This is Ian with Build Brothers. Going to go ahead and do a digital inspection here at 3176 Via Montaneta in Escondido. Going to go ahead and show you the good, the bad, and the ugly with this concrete S-tile roof from 1991. 1991 construction means this roof is about 33 years old. Concrete tile roofs in Southern California last approximately 25 to 35 years old. And so at 33 years old, this roof is on its kind of last leg. The roof appears to be in great shape. It looks like it was really well done. Some of the good characteristics. The tile's really clean. It's obvious that this place has been pressure washed, and then it's obvious that a lot of the broken tiles have been replaced. Anywhere where we see a mismatched tile, hard to tell from my video, but that tile doesn't perfectly match the rest of them around it. So we know that that was a broken tile that was then replaced. There's another one. There's several on each roof plane around this house. Maintenance is a good thing, obviously. And so to see that tiles have been replaced means that there has been some maintenance throughout the years. We've got dormer vents. Those are original with the home, consistent with the neighborhood. Sometimes these can cause issues on concrete tile roofs, but these appear to be installed properly and still working properly. They allow the hot air to escape the attic. These chimneys have some stucco issues unrelated to the roof, but figured I'd point it out. The stucco is actually worn through. Once the stucco wears through, the waterproofing underneath it is exposed to the sun and it gets burnt, and so now water is getting in that corner of the chimney, and I saw it at least on one other chimney over here. Just worth pointing out. We've got mortar underneath the hip and ridge caps. That's a really good sign. That wasn't typical on roofs of this age, so that's a nice little detail. Weird that the flashings were ever painted red. Doesn't match the gray roof, but whatever. It's consistent around the roof. There's a couple more replaced tiles. There's also spare tiles down by the trash cans in the yard, which is usually a good indication that a roofer has been through. We start to see, if we look down in the valleys, we start to see the waterproofing felt underneath the tile, and that's about what it looks like after 33 years. That's what wears out. These tiles can be reused in a roofing project, but it's the waterproofing underneath them that goes bad over 33 years. So I'm pleasantly surprised to see that we have metal flashings all the way around the roof. This seal begins to break down and a little bit of water gets in there, so that's kind of a maintenance issue that has not been taken care of. It's tough to show you. Let me see. The beam tails in the eaves is a really nice detail, but it leaves those beam tails really vulnerable. For the most part, they look pretty darn good around the roof, but because those beam tails stick out past the roof line, especially on the corners, we can expect a lot of sun damage and dry rot in those beam tails. Those aren't actually structural. If there are some of them that are rotten and need to be replaced when this roof gets done, those are just like 4-foot long chunks that come out from the attic space. And so when the roof is opened up, we replace the whole beam tail with a fresh cut one for the ones that are rotten enough to replace. Let's keep working our way around this roof. So this chimney has a couple rough corners also. Just worth mentioning, again, the chimneys are not part of the roof, technically speaking, but whenever they leak, the roofer gets blamed for it. So typically why I pointed out. More replaced tiles there. Again, hard to tell. And then we've got a hip over here that has some issues. We're missing a tile there. So you can imagine when water gets in there, it's now down onto the felt. The felt is bad, unfortunately, and it's gonna find its way in. So where the tiles don't match, this is a replaced tile. There's no way to put a nail in it, and so it's easy to slide it out, and that's what the waterproofing looks like underneath it. unfortunately, that's bad. So yeah, the roof was done well. Yeah, it's in pretty darn good shape for being 33 years old. But the major underlying issue is that that's no longer waterproof. And so it's time to be replaced. If we look around the neighborhood, that one over there has been replaced, and that one over there has been replaced. That one's original, that one's original. Hard for me to tell from this angle if that one has been replaced. But that's usually a good indication that, all right, as soon as one goes, they start to go every couple of years. So could you limp this roof along for a couple of years? Most likely. But chances are there are some leaks that are taking place on this roof that we don't know about, that we haven't found just yet. So let me show you. I'll go ahead and put that tile back in place, obviously, before I leave. But after I shut off the video, if we come over here, again, this was a mismatched tile, so I knew it would just slide out. And you can see a whole bunch of water staining, and that is because it's downstream from the dormer vent. So a little bit of water is getting in somehow and creating some moisture on that bad felt there. So in my professional opinion, it is definitely time to start budgeting for a re-roof on this. And the most economical way is to reuse the existing tile, get rid of all the broken ones, get rid of all the dry rot and water damage that's happened underneath the tile, and then put it all back together with a new waterproofing underlayment underneath it.